You are looking live at Chicagoland Speedway in the great state of Illinois, where the Norse Invader Series is set to take the track here tonight. And we've got a good one on tap for you. About 5 minutes left here in qualifying as these drivers get ready for another race in this great league, the 7th race of the season. We've seen quite a bit of good racing here so far this year. This would be race number 7, as we just said. The start of the playoffs starts race number 19. That will be all the way in February. And the top 12 drivers will advance to the chase. We'll have 2 races to make it to the top 8. And they'll have 2 more to make it to the final 4. A little bit about the track here tonight. Chicagoland is that 1.5 tri-oval in Joliet, Illinois. It's just southwest of Chicago. And it's a bit of an interesting track. It's not quite that true D-shaped oval. The backstretch has a little bit of curve to it, so that adds a little bit of an interesting element. And there's also banking on the backstretch, 5 degrees of it. So you're going to have a little bit of leftward lean, if as it were, as the driver all race long. 18-degree banking in the turns and 11 degrees on the front straightaway. So quite a bit of banking to play with here. Should be carrying a good amount of speed with these trucks around here. And as we've seen throughout a little bit of the practice, a lot of these trucks are starting to get loose, which means they're going to be fast. It's built in 2001. Chicagoland is an asphalt track, which will be a little bit slippy. There is no PJ1 in the turns here tonight, so unfortunately the trucks will not have the benefit of that compound. But we should be in for some good racing here tonight. Quick look at those top 3 you see at the top left of your screen. We called his name all last week, and it looks like we might be calling it again. Jake Potak. We called him Josh Potak all race last week, and I sincerely apologize for that. We're going to get that out of the way right now. But Jake Potak, he started in first, and he finished in first last week, wrapping up 43 points toward his point standings. He led all but 1 lap, of which I believe was led under caution. And just really dominated that race. A couple others that ran toward the front last race, just to kind of catch you up with what's going on around the league. Lucas Cram was in 2nd last week. Derek Winter was in 3rd. Dominic Howe finished 4th. And Aaron Mulrooney Jr. finished 5th. So those names, pay attention, because you're most likely going to see a lot of them running up toward the front again here tonight. And there are some names that didn't quite get the finish that they wanted, that we might get to see up front here. Robbie Oddie finished 19th last week. He's currently sitting in 2nd as of this time in qualifying, so we're sure to see him toward the front. Skylar Carnes, we talked about his consistency all season. He's rolling off. We're not quite sure where he's rolling off yet, but he finished 7th place last week after a little spin sent him back a little ways further than he probably could have been. A couple drivers to keep note of as well. John Robert Masterson has quietly been moving his way to the front of the packs for most of these races. Just last week, he moved from 19th to 11th. And he's looking for another good finish here tonight. He's sitting 16th in points right now. And he's got a good shot to move up here. Your current points leader last week, it was Chase Bonzer, but this week we have a new points leader. It's Aaron Mulrooney Jr. And the number 2 truck is going to be rolling off here tonight as your points leader. He's got Bonzer right behind him, 4 points back, and Lucas Cram back behind him, 11 points back. Robbie Oddie is 4th in points. Dominic Howe is in 5th. 6th in points is Justin Walters. 7th is Josh Zentek. Zentek lost 2 positions last week, so a rough race for him. And to round out your top 10 in points, it is Tyler Davis, Robert Milliken, and Derek Winter all having fantastic races last week. Qualifying all but wrapped up here at the Norse Force Invader Series, Chicagoland 120. And you're looking at the starting grid, getting ready to go here. So thank you for joining us here tonight. Before we get rolling off the grid here, let's give a shout out to all the sponsors that make this possible. Next Level Racing. Be sure to check them out. Crockett Creek Beef Jerky, Butt Kicker, and Blaze Pizza. And I'm sure you're going to be hearing from them later in the broadcast, but be sure to check them out if you haven't already. They provide a lot of support for this league, and it really makes this league fun and able to do what we do. And you see, it's a highly competitive league that we're really excited to showcase here. Chicagoland 120. Let's get going here through your grid. You saw Jake Potak. He is in the first position, taking the pole here tonight. On his outside, he's going to have the 44 of Lucas Cram. We called his name a lot. We mentioned he's up there in points, and we're sure to see him stay toward the front here tonight. Row 2 is going to be Robbie Oddie rolling off in third, and Austin Thiel rolling off in fourth. In fifth, it's going to be Josh Zentek. Chase Bonzer, your second place in points, in sixth. Seventh is going to be John Robert Masterson. We mentioned him earlier. And Skylar Carnes is on his outside starting in eighth. Ninth will be Dominic Howe. And 10th is going to be Ryan Libby in the 46 machine. Aaron Mulroney Jr. is going to roll off 11th here. And 12th is going to be Carl Handwork. 13th is going to be Joshua Stiles in the 19 machine. And David Fugue. It's like huge. Fuge. There we go. I promised him that I would say it right this week, and we're trying to start it off strong. Fuge will be rolling off 14th. The 14 truck in 14th. That's always a good sign. 15th is going to be Travis Butt, and 16th is Mark Lowe. 17th is going to be Andrew Rattel. 18th is Mark Stryker. 19th is going to be Joshua Schofield. And 20th is the 83 truck of Kevin Foster. As we move on back here, starting 21st, is William Downham. He's in the 92 tonight. And Robert Milliken is starting 22nd in the 18. Right behind them, Samuel Williams in that beautiful 48 machine. And Tyler Davis on his outside in the 45. 25th is going to be Dylan All. We've seen him charge up through the back for a lot of these races. And once again, it looks like he is going to try that same strategy here. And he's got Cardarius Tave on his outside. Derek Winter starting 27th and Alex Vasilio 28th. Two big drivers right there. Andrew Santo is 29th and David Ketchum is in 30th. Justin Walters rounds out the field. He will be starting in 31st. Getting ready to go green here at Chicagoland. The pace car is off. These trucks are taking the green flag, and we are underway here in Joliet, Illinois for the Chicagoland 120, and Rabiati already diving to the bottom. Trucks 2x2 heading into one. The 6 truck leading them into turn 1, but Rabiati quick behind. He's on the inside of Lucas Cram. A bunch of battles going on throughout this pack. You see that curve back straight away that we talked about earlier. And the trucks continue to be side by side heading into 3. Looking in right now on a battle back there, back in further in the pack. As that's the 18 truck of Robert Milliken. Hanging on, he's got Kevin Foster in front of him. And Tyler Davis close behind him. Back up to the leaders. Jake Potak. He's proved almost invincible after last week, but he's got Rabiati and Lucas Cram right behind him. Two drivers that have proved that they have got what it takes to really take care of Potak here tonight. And we're going to see if they can. Lucas Cram inside of Adi here early. Cram to the quarter panel of Adi. Let's see if he can hang on. Sliding up as they drift off at 2 down that back straightaway. Cram going to fall in the line here as Adi holds on to the position. And right behind him, a good battle going on between Austin Thiel and Chase Bonzer in the 81 and the 16. Bonzer looking low, trying to make passes early. Bonzer looks like he's going to be able to make the pass heading into 1. 16 of Austin Thiel hanging on in that second groove. We haven't really seen how it works out. Going to be 3 wide coming off of 2. Down this big back straightaway. A lot of room to maneuver. Dominic Howe wants the position, and he's going to dive it low on the 81. 2 by 2 here. And they escape the 3 wide battle. But Dominic Howe has a huge run coming off of 4. Austin Thiel able to hang on here, but he's got a battle behind him between Howe, Bonzer, and now Josh Zentek entering your picture here. And he's got Skylar Carnes right behind him. A lot of good drivers doing battle here, and the leaders continue to pull away from this little pack as we're going to see how the draft is going to affect this race. 80 laps around this 1.5 mile circuit, so it's going to be an interesting one here for you guys. Continuing to do battle back there, Skylar Carnes side by side with the 46 of Ryan Libby. Carnes loose off of 2. He's going to hang on to it, but he's going to lose a couple positions. Skylar Carnes right there. He got loose off of 2. We saw the trucks run loose in practice. We wondered how that would affect the race. And he's slipping back. Got to get that truck under control here. And he's under attack from the 24 of Travis Butt. 19 of Joshua Stiles on his outside. Continuing to battle with them. Trying to make it work. Trying to hold on. A roll up all the way to that outside retaining wall. Coming down that back straightaway. And the 24 looking inside. Right on the 47 here as we ride along on board with Carnes. .186 miles an hour into the corner. Side by side, battling Butt and that 24 machine on his inside. You see the driver, Carnes, doing everything he can in there to take care of the car. 24 drifting up. Oh, so close. But they're going to hang on to it here. It's a touchy situation. If one truck gets loose, he's going to get into the other truck. These drivers both hanging on here for the moment. So we head back to the front of the pack, where Robbie Adi has taken the lead away from Jake Potak. Adi pulling away from Potak. We saw Potak dominate last race. Adi was taken out a little bit at one point in the race, so he's looking to avenge that finish. And it looks like he's doing it here early with Potak under attack from Cram back behind him. Top 5 have single filed on out here as we cross lap 10 out of 80. Caution is out, however, as soon as we say that. Looking back in the field here. The 21 of Cardarius Tave has a little bit of damage to his machine. Let's see if we can figure out what happened here. You see Tave diving to the inside of Schofield in the 22 and Tyler Davis in the 45. Almost a little bit of contact, and it looks like we missed what happened there. That's a car on the inside that we cannot see. Apologize for that. Big mess of machines right there. I'm not quite sure what happened. I'm not sure if that's on my end or something else, but we are back here live for you as everyone heads down pit road. All the trucks taking tires here. We always ask the question, how important are tires? And it looks like they're going to be important today. The 44 looks like he's a little damaged as we look at it right there. That's Lucas Cram right there. A couple trucks getting off pit road quick. Not sure if they missed their pit stall or what. Big race off of pit road. And it looks like, for the moment, Robbie Oddie is going to hold on to it in front of Potak. See the rest of the trucks finishing up off of pit road. The 16 truck under heavy damage. Let's go back and see if we can find what happened there. The 2 of Aaron Mulrooney Jr. got into trouble as well. Boy, oh boy, I'm not sure what happened here. If this was the caution, if this was under caution. Boy, temper's flaring early here. Mulrooney Jr. looks to be okay. So I apologize, but I'm not quite sure what happened in that whole sequence. We had quite a battle going on. A caution that we weren't really sure what happened. We had the 2 truck get into it with the 30. We got a lot of things going on here tonight, and we're only 13 laps in. Dominic Howard right there is going to be in second. So I'm not quite sure what we just saw, but it seems to have worked itself out. And we are 2x2 set to go back green here. In the Chicagoland 120. Lights are out in the pace car. We come off of 4, and the field is getting ready to go back green. Robbie Oddie leading the field to the flag. Green flag. Green flag is out. Oddie is off. And Howe trying to stay right behind him, but he's going to have Cram on his inside as Oddie dives it off onto the apron and heading into 1. Cram's going to get the inside on Howe there. That inside line looks to be the preferred line, as we've seen a lot of trucks run down there, not wanting to run that second groove until the tires start to wear off a little bit. And even then, that bottom line seems to be faster as you see Cram completes the pass heading into 3. Completing the pass, but he's not done yet. Right behind him, it's the 81 of Bonzer trying to get around. And you see all the trucks battling back there. 2x2, a couple of them. The 2 truck of Aaron Mulrooney Jr., we mentioned him just a minute ago. Completing a pass on Mark Love there. And he's got John Robert Masterson in his sights. Top 10 or so, really starting to single filing out. Skylar Carnes in the 47 machine. We mentioned him earlier. He's battling with Travis Butt here. Travis Butt looks to get a little bit loose off of there. And a big dive right there by the 43. That's Mark Love going from top to bottom. As you see, that bottom line is so important in these trucks, it appears, early. It's going to be interesting as tires wear off. Is that bottom line going to continue to work? If we get a long green flag run, are they going to be able to hang on to it? We will wait and see. Big battle here between the 24 and the 43 as they're 2x2 heading off of 4. Travis Butt trying to hang on. He's looked very strong early in this one. We haven't called his name a lot this year, but he's been quietly hanging in there. 24 machine, one of my favorite numbers personally. So maybe a little home cooking there from the broadcast booth. But the 42 of Dylan Alt always starts in the rear, and he is battling his way back to the front. He's inside of Skylar Carnes. Dylan Alt, always a very strong racer here. And you see him able to make that Proximity Gaming Chevrolet Silverado just move for him as he continues to drive up through the pack. He's got the 32 behind him just watching this. That's John Robert Masterson right there, as he's inside of Skylar Carnes, and they are neck and neck heading down the back straightaway. But we see the inside continuing to work more and more. On board with Robert Masterson here, watching the battle between Carnes and Alt. Carnes really hanging on in that second groove, though, not giving an inch to Alt, heading back into 1. You're able to hear the little baby, the throttle. Alt is loose. He's going to head to the inside. He's into the inside retaining wall, down in the grass. Dylan Alt loose off a 2. And he is unfortunately a victim of the loose truck. He's probably going to have to bring this down to pit road. Looks like the truck is okay. He's going to continue, actually. But he's going to fall all the way to the back. And that is going to hurt his chance of quality finish here today. So we head back to the front. Beating and banging between the 44 and the 30. That's Lucas Cram and Dominic Howe up here doing battle for second position here. Looks like Cram's going to hang on to it for the time being, but Howe's not going to give up with our charge on the outside. We're starting to see that second groove, that outside groove kind of come in as these tires start to wear a little bit. We're just about 10 laps into the run. So we're able to really see these drivers make their skills work, and Dominic Howe is just driving it here. Able to dive it back to the inside and hold off this whole group. Rabbiati just up ahead of them, and this swarm of 4 cars, Howe, Bonzer, Cram, and Handwork. I'm sorry about that. Carl Handwork in the 4 machine. He's making his presence known up here in the Toyota Tundra. Mixing it up with the proximity of Bonzer. And Lucas Cram in that 44. Heading back into 1. You see right behind them, Josh Zentek in the 8, getting passed by Ryan Libby in the 46. Libby is starting to charge his way to the front here. Able to make a good pass right there on Zentek. But Zentek's not going to give it up easily. Heading back into 3. You're able to see these trucks just get down to that bottom groove. And then swing it on up back to that outside retaining wall. If you look back in this battle for second, which is tightly contested, but Rabbiati continues to pull away, now over a second ahead of them. Dominic Howe, Chase Bonser, and Carl Handwork all battling, and Lucas Cram right behind him gets a little bit loose right there. Cram does, but he's going to hang on, and you see that draft so important here early as we move on to lap 25 out of 80. A lot of good racing here tonight that we've seen early. And the 44 under attack from Ryan Libby. We mentioned him. Ryan Libby looking to the inside of Lucas Cram. Ryan Libby, his tires start to wear. He's looking good. He's really enjoying this green flag run. We have not talked about Ryan Libby a lot. We talked about him at the start of the year. He's kind of fallen off as of late. Just kind of fallen into that second tier of drivers, so to speak. And he's going to get loose, but hang on to it right there in 2. Let's see if Lucas Cram can take advantage. Cram had to give a little room, but he's now on the inside of Libby here. Diving it down into 3. That's the caution is out as we say that. And we're going to look for the caution here. And maybe not find it. As it might have been the 15 machine on the apron. Just a little bit too slow. That'd be Andrew Santo. 46 machine, or 47 of Skylar Carnes. Looked a little upset. Let's see if we can get an instant replay for you guys here. Trying to get a look here at the 15 for you. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to get it. There he is, coming off the back straightaway. Not sure if he had help or if that was a self-spin. He's down on the apron, and that is our best guess at the caution here for you. So we're having a little bit of technical difficulty tonight, it would appear. So I apologize for that. But all the trucks heading down pit road. Lucas Cram, a little trouble with his pit stall right there. Slides in Rabbiati already on right sides, as you can see. He's going to try and win this race off of pit road. Good exit right there, and he's just going to beat Dominic Howe to the line, it would appear. The 6 truck way back there, and Lucas Cram with a slow pit stop right there is going to get wish-washed to the back. Rest of the trucks filing on out here. A solid, good couple of pit stops for a few of these teams. Rabbiati's going to hold on to lead. He's got Dominic Howe right behind him. Chase Bonzer right behind him. Carl Handwork right there. And Ryan Libby right behind him as his top 5 stay put. But a little shake-up back there. You see the 43 of Mark Love. Josh Sentek in the 8. And Travis Butt, who we've seen a lot. And if the 6 of Jake Potak also back there. A lot of trucks up at the front that we've seen a lot of this race. But a lot of the guys in that, we called it the second tier. They're chomping at the bit to get up toward the front and see if they can mix it up with these top guys who are leading the points, leading the race. Leading the league, so to speak, throughout this one. So as we're under our second caution of the night, we're going to take this opportunity to give way to one of our sponsors, Next Level Racing. Definitely a very cool product right there. Next Level Racing does a bunch of the cockpit style stuff, so if you're into that, I believe they also do motion simulator type things, so if you really want to get into their sim racing, definitely check them out. I do believe we have a promo code. Be sure to check out NorseForceRL.com. You can follow them on Twitter and Facebook as well. Search Norse Force on each of those platforms. I'll be sure to let you know of any promo codes or sales that these guys are able to provide us. Getting ready to go back green here at Chicagoland. It's our second caution of the day. Lap 30 out of 80, so we've had a couple good green flag runs. So far, thoughts of the race. We've seen it dominated by the guys we've expected to dominate. Carl Handwork there in third is going to be a truck to watch. We have not called his name a lot this year. So I'm curious to see if he's able to keep it up and keep mixing it up with these guys up front. But the pace car is off. Rabbiati leading them to the green once again. Green flag is out. And here we go. Let's see if handwork can make it work. Down at the bottom, looks like he's going to have Howes on the inside. Getting a great push from Mark Love in the 43 back there. Heading into 1. It's the 43 side by side with Dominic Howe in the 30. Trying to make it work. He's going to slide up right in front of him. Get the position. And single filing out with the 4 of handwork. Dominic Howe not wanting to give the position just yet, though. Able to get back inside of Love. A lot of action going on right here. We saw Travis Butt go 3 wide right there. Coming up. Just avoiding contact with Ryan Libby in the 46 as they go 3 wide back into 1. Loose in front of him. He's going to get into the 46. Ryan Libby's around. Collecting a couple other machines. And Ryan Libby is down on the apron now. Truck crawling to a stop. And that might end his day as he looks like he's probably going to tow this one to pit road here. Just getting loose, and then a little help from the truck that we saw right there. I believe that was Travis Butt. And that is just a rough way to finish. We definitely sympathize with that one for sure. Take a look at the replay here. You see the 46 get loose, and the 24 just with nowhere to go gets into him, and then a couple of guys also collected in that one. That might have been Mulrooney Jr. in the 2 truck. But a good point from the chat. Turn 2 will be Calamity Corner tonight, and it's through 3 cautions now. It sure looks like turn 2 is going to be the place to be. We've seen all the cautions come out in turn 2, and I don't really see a reason to think that things are going to change. We got Andrew Santo. We got Andrew here with us. Andrew, you got a copy?
Well,
you got me?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Alrighty. So walk us through what's going on out there.
Yeah. I don't know. So, pretty much, the cars are really getting loose in turns 2 and 4. Surprisingly, the trucks could handle pretty steady through midway through the runs, but with the restarts, it's more loose than ever.
So loose on new tires?
Yeah, and right before the second caution came out, I got loose, slammed the outside wall, and on my way back to the pits, blew the motor.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out what happened to you. It was just damage from that slap in the wall?
Yeah, that slap of the wall really crushed the car's oil pressure.
I gotcha. Up to that point, how did you feel like you were running, though?
At that point, I was running pretty fine. I was actually really surprised by it. Right before I fell back at the end of the second caution, we got all the way up to about 20th spot. I made a move under the 13 and I think the 21, and it was pretty hairy, but I felt that I could control the car, but once you get loose, you lose all traction of that car.
For sure. We've definitely seen it a couple times here tonight.
Oh, yeah.
So what's your prediction for the rest of this one?
My prediction? That's going to be a tough one. I would say Audi really has a good handle on the track, but the 30 of Howe has been fast in practice all night and into qualifying, so I would make my race pick on him, but I expect about another 10 more cautions or 10 more cars out of the race. This track is really difficult to get a traction of.
Yeah, I'm sure as laps wind down, we're going to see people get a little more aggressive as well. So it'll be interesting.
Oh, obviously, yeah.
But hey, thanks for joining us, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Hopefully, I'll be in victory lane next week.
All right, well, wish you the best.
All right, thank you. Good luck.
All right, so that was Andrew Santo. Normally the 6 car, he's riding in the 15 machine tonight. You heard him. He slapped the wall, and then the engine blew. That is, I believe, why we had our first caution of the night, where we couldn't quite find it. Or, I'm sorry, the second caution of the night, where we couldn't quite find that. So he says Dominic Howe in that 30 machine is going to be the truck to beat. Rabbiati's also looks strong, and Rabbiati picking the outside in this one. You got to wonder if there is some cahoots going on right here, as he is off with a huge push from the 43. Green flag is out, but the Ford truck hanging on down there on the bottom line, pushing the 43 up the track. Mark Love and the Ford truck collide. Handwork is loose, and Howe is going to get collected in that. Caution right back out. And that Ford machine collecting more and more trucks. Big wreck right here. Multi-truck incident. A lot of drivers involved. We're going to have to rack them and stack them and check out this replay here, because we had, like we said, quite a few trucks involved. Just one more look at the restart that just happened. Rabbiati leads them down into 1, and contact between Love and the 43 and the 4 of Handwork, and you see the chaos that ensues. Trucks trying to avoid it, trucks hitting the wall, and a big wreck on the back straightaway. A lot of trucks collected in this one. One more look at it here. We go from the restart. The 4 and the 43 get into it with each other. You get collected. The 81 bumps the 30. 30 bumps the 4. The 4 spinning. Collects multiple other drivers. A lot of guys, that is going to end their night. You see damage on the 44 as we're back live. Lot of damaged trucks here. And now a shakeup of the top 5 is we're going to look at it once again. Rabbiati holds on to the lead, but now we got Mark Love in second. Skylar Carnes, who we haven't seen much of tonight, is in third. And would you look at that? John Robert Masterson, we called his name earlier. He's sitting pretty in fourth. And Derek Winter, called his name a little bit last week. We saw him try and mix it up with the front guys. He's back up there at the front as well. Right behind him, Jake Potak in the 6 machine, battling his way back to the front. We saw him start at the front, have a little bit of issues earlier, and now he's right back battling for that top 5 position, as we are just about to hit halfway here under caution. And these drivers are really starting to mix it up here. This is our 4th caution of the night, 4th and 40. So we mentioned having those green flag runs, but at the same time, 4 cautions and 40 laps. We're averaging a caution every 10 laps. Big question to see if we continue to have these cautions throughout the race. Big follow there by Bottom Gaming. Thank you very much. And in the chat, what happened to the 16? You're really rooting him on. The 16 machine of Austin Thiel. We haven't really called his name much tonight. He got involved in a caution that we are currently under. It was a spin by... I forget who the spin was by, but it ended up collecting quite a few drivers. And that is the caution we're currently under. Big wreck on the back straightaway. Took roughly about 6 drivers out. Waiting to see if we hear from any of them as they head back to the garage or to the infield care center. But a lot of guys that were up front that currently are not, that were involved in that wreck. Carl Handwork, he was in the 4 machine. Aaron Mulrooney Jr. in the 2. Austin Thiel, we just mentioned, the 16. He was involved in that one. Ryan Libby, the 46, was involved. And I believe the 42 of Dylan Alt was involved in that one. There's a lot of trucks involved in that last caution. It occurred off of 2. Can we get an in-car of the 16? He is currently sitting on pit road. So, as exciting as this may be, Austin Thiel's day may appear to be done. A lot of damage on the front end of that machine. Toyota Tundra. Currently sitting at 2,500 RPM, so it appears the engine's okay. But he's going to be 9 laps down here. Got to battle his way back. Lights off on the pace car. Robbie Addy getting ready to take the field back to green here.
Green flag.
Following along with the speedometer at your left part of your screen. And you see him take over in front of the 43. But Mark Love with a fantastic restart right there. Able to stick right on the bumper of Addy. He has had a great set of restarts. Past couple restarts you've seen him. And 32 of John Robert Masterson diving low here tonight. Big shout out to Bottom Gaming. He's mentioned that he is on race admin, and they have sure kept him busy tonight. A lot of cautions, a lot of aggressive racing as we see right here. Derek Winter looking low on Masterson, can't quite do it. And Bonzer is going to say, what you try to do, I can do better, as he dives him low in 1 and 2. Bonds going to try and complete the pass in the back straightaway, side by side with Derek Winter in the 9. As they head into 3, Bonzer with a good run. We've seen that bottom line work most of the night. Is he going to be able to get the run off of 4? Not quite yet. The 9 hanging on in that top line. But the bottom line in the front straightaway, so good. We've seen it work all race, but a little drafting help from Joshua Stiles in the 19 is going to keep Winter right in it here. Looks like Winter and Stiles working together against that proximity racing truck of Bonzer. Stiles falling back a little bit. This might give Bonzer the chance he needs. We mentioned Bonzer falling back to second in points. He's wanting a good finish here to try and catch Mulrooney Jr., who at the back of the pack might relinquish the points lead once again to Bonzer after this one, should he keep it clean the rest of the way. 9 truck all the way down in that second groove. 81 just hanging on out on the bottom there. A lot of good racing here. Right back here, Dominic Howe and Mark Stryker mixing it up. Dominic Howe with a little damage on the front end of that Toyota machine, but he's making the truck work. Mark Stryker, we haven't called his name at all yet this race. He's battled his way up to 10th. Chase Bonzer in the 81 doing everything he can to get by. Looks like he's going to complete the pass in the 9. And now the 32 of John Robert Masterson under attack. Quick pass there by the 81. We just mentioned how hard he worked on the 9. And the 32 makes it easy on him, almost giving him that position. And the 9 and the 32 lining up, trying to get back in the draft. We've seen the draft be important tonight. As we flash back to the lead, Jake Potak has battled his way back, and it's him and Robbie Adi. Adi blocking him all the way down to the apron, and Potak falls back into line here, heading into 3. Two of the best racers in the Norse Force Invader series, not to mention the Norse Force series as a whole. We'll see these racers again tomorrow night, and we'll see them again on Wednesday. So a couple good racers right here battling up front. Robbie Adi and Jake Potak. Potak able to hang on to that low side, it looks like. And you see Adi having to go to the high line. So they work around lap traffic for the first time today. It's a 1-2 battle. Lap 49 out of 60. Potak very strong here tonight. He started on the pole. Yellow is out. Not quite sure for what. We're going to try and find that for you. Mark Love slow on the apron. It looks like he was involved. We saw him running up toward the front. 81 of Bonser gets below him. Little bit of contact right there sends him into the infield grass. Luckily, no damage to the 43, though, from what we can tell. He should be able to continue there. One more look at it here. So we're going to go a little ways back for you here. You see the battle going on right here. From Skylar Carnes starting to hold him up, but just a little bit, making it hard to pass. So we're going to ride along board with the 81. A little bit loose right there was the 43, and then working around lap traffic. Just gets inside of him and a little bit of contact. Sends Mark Love into that infield grass. But like we mentioned, staying off the wall. That is going to keep him in this race. Truck's heading down pit lane here. All the leaders looking to take new tires. We've seen tires be important, but as was mentioned earlier, Andrew Santo talked to us about it. The new tires are pretty loose the first couple laps. So for we've talked about it before on this broadcast, that cautions breed cautions. This caution brings out, we get new tires. People want to advance in the new tires. But as Andrew Santo mentioned, great race off of pit road right there. As I interrupt myself, Adi and Potak battling off of pit road. We're going to see who won that one. Looks like Adi is going to take it. Very close at the end of pit road right there, but Adi is going to hang on to it. But as we were talking about, it's the idea that cautions breed cautions. We've seen a caution come out. All the leaders have come down pit road, gotten new tires, even though they're only 4-lap old tires. They're new tires. Andrew Santo talked to us earlier and mentioned that the tires are slick. So these tires are slick. We're going to be battling for position, and that combination just breeds getting loose, getting into other cars, and with them all grouped together after restart, bad things can happen. We saw the trucks settle out earlier in this race, but they see the ticker winding down. We're under 30 to go here. Some of the guys are going to say 30 to go. I got to make my move now. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out the rest of the way. We're going to take this moment to head it on over to another one of our sponsors, Blaze Pizza.
Wait. Oh my God!
Oh, hello, hi, how are you? All right. Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing? All right, I'm Ron. Oh, what's going on? How you doing, sir? How you doing? I'm Ron. Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Oh my God!
Oh, hello, hi, how are you? How you doing? I'm Ron, nice to meet you. Blaze right now is offering a large shareable pizza here with real ingredients. Not frozen, none of that frozen crust, all right? Right. So I want to show you some beautiful, unique toppings that we have. Artichoke, arugula. Wow. You like that type of stuff? That's for you, all right? Oh, no, I'm Ron. I don't know who LeBron is. Me and you take a selfie. Come on in. Hey, that's Ron. You tell your friends, take you to Blaze Pizza and tell them Ron sent you, okay? All right, put it there. My guy. You ever take Ron's hat? That's yours.
Oh my god.
After seeing Adi take the high line last restart, he's going to return back to the low line on this one. Potak on his outside, we've seen them battle all night. And a lot of the guys who've been mixing it up right behind them, we got Bonser in the 81, the 47 of Skylar Carnes, who I don't know if he's had his best day, but he's been able to make it work. Dominic Howe, Andrew Santo mentioned him as his driver to beat. He sees tonight. He's got a little damage on that front end, so it's going to be tough for him to challenge the clean trucks of Adi and Potak and Bonser to an extent, and Carnes in the 47. But he'll definitely be able to mix it up here, especially on these new tires. Able to get it going. Field's stacking on up here out of 4. Pace lights off on the pace car. Adi holding back, and we are going to get ready to go back green here at Chicagoland. Adi is off. Great jump by the 12 truck, and a couple trucks spinning their tires back there. Not quite able to get the restart, but Potak clears the 81, and he's going to get down to the bottom, heading into 1. It's that 2-truck race we talked about, Potak and Adi. Adi trying to pull away, but Potak right on his rear bumper here. And Bonser and Carnes battling right behind them. Battle for the lead between Potak and Adi. It's been a good one so far, and it looks like it's going to continue. Adi driving him all the way down to the apron, blocking the 6 truck. But the 6 truck looks very strong, almost getting into the quarter panel of Adi right there. But he's going to have his low side here heading into 2. The 6 not able to hang on there. Adi looking very strong in that second groove. We talked about it all night. Are you able to run it? Are you able to maintain that speed? And so far, Adi, the answer has been yes for him. As we see him head back down the straightaway, Adi just blocking away. Able to make it work for sure. Riding his line, the 6 truck trying to do everything he can to get around him. Dive into the inside. He cuts the nose off of the 6. But caution is out. Skylar Carnes might be involved. It's the 9 truck of Derek Winter. Oh! We saw it right there. Dominic Howe in the 30, the 47, and the 9. Looks like the 30 gets into the 47, sends them both around. The 9 truck survives on the inside. And a quote-unquote uneventful caution, if you want to call it that. A couple trucks get together, sent around, but no contact with the wall. Everyone's going to survive here. One more look at it here. See Derek Winter battling here. Skylar Carnes up there. And the 30 truck of Dominic Howe. Getting loose, getting into him. Locks it down, though. You see Skylar Carnes up there at the top of your screen. Survive without any contact. 30 truck, no contact. And all of these drivers will be able to continue on that one. That's Dominic Howe. We saw him start in 9th, and we have him currently marked in 4th. Let's see if that's correct here. As we're back live. I believe he stayed out under that caution. Possibly going to pit on this next lap. That's why we have him marked in 4th. Those staying out, Chase Bonser in the 81, John Robert Masterson in the 32, Robert Milliken in the 18, and Dominic Howe in the 30. I'm starting to wind down here. We think back to our interview with Andrew on his way to the Infield Care Center, and he mentioned he thought there would be 10-plus cautions from that moment in time. We're definitely picking up speed here in cautions. It's a question of how many remain. So it's going to be a bit of a mix-up here at the front of the pack. And trucks and old tires, this should be interesting. I don't believe they are a lap down, and I don't believe that they're going to pit. So we're going to have a shakeup at the front of the pack. And this is a bit of strategy. And if I was here with Josh, we'd debate this. Since we're not, it's a one-sided debate, and you're going to side with me, I think. So what the 81, 32, the 18, and the 30 have to be thinking, we've seen how many cautions have come out as of late. Over the past 10 laps, we've gone from 4 cautions to 6. 2 cautions in 10 laps or so. They got to be thinking that track position is going to be more important than tires. We're going to have another caution at some point. You're going to be able to go back and get tires at some point. You just got to hang on for a couple laps, and then you'll get your caution, you'll get your tires, the truck will be all set to go, and now you're suddenly sitting at the front of the pack. So it's an interesting strategy. I'm curious to see if it's going to pay off. Quick recap of the race. Chase Bonser in the 81. He's currently sitting in the lead. We talked about how he needs a good finish to get back up there in the points lead. Right now, he's sitting pretty to get right back there with a win here tonight. We'll see if he can hang on. We've seen Adi and Jake Potak look very strong. 21 laps remaining as we hit the line. As we get racked on up, it's going to be 20 to go. So drivers are definitely going to be pushing. 2 lead changes, and we've had 6 cautions now. But I don't think we've seen the last of them. .30 truck of Dominic Howe looks like he's going to pull over on the outside. That is quite possibly an end-of-line penalty for the last caution. So he's going to be sent to the back of the pack, putting one less driver in front of Adi and Potak. First truck's on new tires. We're going to see how this one plays out here. 20 laps to go. Chase Bonser going to lead the field to the green. And John Robert Masterson, who we mentioned earlier, is going to be hanging there in second. Robert Milliken in third. And here we go. Green flag back in the air at Chicagoland. And Bonser with a fantastic restart. Robbie Adi in the 12, looking on the outside of Masterson already. Adi looks outside and then dives back inside. Get that bottom groove. Potak stuck on the outside of Milliken. Not going to be able to make the pass just yet. It's the battle of new tires versus old, and we're going to see how it plays out here as Adi looking to track down Bonser in the 81. Potak struggling against Masterson right there. Masterson able to hang on. He's been looking strong here tonight, and he's continuing to impress, holding off that very fast car of Jake Potak. Potak looking around the outside, trying to make that pass. Looks like he's going to clear him on the back straightaway. Masterson doing everything he can to hang on, trying to ride that low groove, but it's just not enough. The 6 truck gets by, and now the 6 and the 12 have the 81 in their sights. Bonser doing everything he can to hang on, holding on to that low groove, forcing the 12 around the outside. We've seen Adi fast in the outside here tonight, though. Let's see if he can get around. Heading out of 2, Adi with a big run. Let's see if he'll clear him. Clears the 81, and he is going to have the lead heading down the back straightaway. 17 to go, and Robbie Adi back in the lead. Able to get by the 81, and let's see how much distance he can put between himself and Jake Potak before Potak can get by the 81 machine. Chase Bonds are doing his best to hang on here. He's on a bit older tires than these two up front, and he is definitely making the truck work. You see him sliding up the track ever just a bit, and Potak going to look inside on the back straightaway. Potak at his quarter panel, going to dive it off to that inside. Tried to clear him out of 4. It looks like he's going to do it. And now it's a 2-car breakaway for the lead. Caution is out. Once again, cautions breed cautions. Continues to ring true here. Let's see if we can find where the caution is for you guys. Samuel Williams in the 48 looks slow. We saw smoke on the front straightaway right there. Checking in on the replay. Big wreck in front of him. '77 of Stryker might have been involved. Here we go. Riding along with Mark Stryker here. Gets up into the 13. 13 sent into the wall. That was Andrew Rattel right there. 13 gets collected into the inside in the infield grass. And right behind them was the 44 of Lucas Cram, who somehow survives that one. Great job by him. And the 45 right there, that's Tyler Davis. Gets on the brakes hard. He's able to hang on to it, and I believe did not get into the truck ahead of him right there. We're going to ride along board with Davis here, though. Tyler Davis in the 45. Right before this caution came out. See the trucks get into him, and you see him hard on the brakes. Sends the back end around, but he's able to lock it down. Get it down to the infield with no damage. That's an excellent job by him right there. We're going to get a look back live here. Looks like Robbie Adi's going to come off of pit road in the first position. Justin Walters leading another lap by staying out an extra lap. Trying to get those playoff points. There's the 13 we saw involved in the wreck. That's Andrew Rattel right there. Started in 17th. He's currently sitting in 20th. Very curious how the truck is performing right now. He's going to take it down pit road. Probably get some repairs on that Toyota Tundra machine. So quick recap of your top 5 here now. Robbie Adi's going to be sitting pretty in first, but he's got Jake Potak continuing to battle him out there in the second position. Chase Bonzer in third. Mark Love battling all the way back after that incident earlier. We saw that wreck. It was no contact. Able to keep the truck clean and battle back to the front. And our friend Skylar Carnes in the 47 machine also able to battle back. We saw a spin of him earlier. So this is really a testament to drivers' perseverance. We see a lot of the trucks being rewarded for staying in the race and continuing to do battle here at Chicagoland. And it's been a good one here tonight. Looks like it's going to be a battle of Adi and Potak, but everyone else trying to spoil the party for sure. On this one, Bonds are back there in the 81. He's going to be on even tires now compared to the other two, as opposed to the last restart where he was on older tires trying to hold off Adi and Potak. Lights off on the pace car, and we are going to be 1 to green here. Adi electing to take the inside. We saw him take the outside once. He has not gone back to that since. And you wonder if it's a question of, is that Potak's not being able to run the second line, or is it Adi wanting to protect the inside? We'll see how this one goes as we get ready to get back on a green. And with 10 to go, we'd like to thank Norse Force Racing for putting this league together and the Invader series for being one of the most exciting series to watch. You're definitely on Twitch, and if not, in all of iRacing. And a special shout out to one of the new sponsors of the league, Crockett Creek Beef Jerky. Made in the USA. Go check them out. If you have not already, you can find them on Twitter and I believe Facebook. Pace car rolling off here. We're going to be 11 to go at the green flag. Adi leading Potak to the line. He's off. Potak on his bumper, but Chase Bonser staying right with them as well. Bonser on the inside of Potak. The longer that they're side by side, the more Adi can work, but Potak dives to the bottom, and he's going to get Bonser's bumper. Heading into 2. It's a 2-car battle. Bonser on the outside looking in, but he is definitely going to try and make it work. Potak to the inside. Bonser staying up high. All the way to the apron. Trying to touch the bumper of the 12. Can't quite get there, and Bonser's going to try and take advantage. Back behind him, Derek Winter down to the apron. Looking low, trying to force it too wide on Mark Love. Not quite going to make it just yet, but it's a 4-car battle right there for 5th position. Mark Love a little bit loose. Continues to get loose. And the Love is around. Caution is out. So we saw the 43 truck go around. A little bit of damage on the side there. One more look at this one. The 43 gets loose. Tries to get out of it. He goes around. Able to hang on to it. The 18 gets sent to the inside retaining wall. That's Robert Milliken. The 48 gets spun around right there. Couple of trucks involved in this one. Another look at the caution here. The 43 drifting up the track. Gets into it. Nowhere he can go, and he is sent down to the apron. The 14 machine right there. That's David Fuge. David Fuge. I'll get it right. Gets loose off a 2. Tries to save it. A little bit of overcorrection. Locks it down and stays off that outside wall. Great job by him right there. And it was mentioned in chat earlier, turn 2 is going to be Calamity Corner. And so far that has proven 100% accurate so far. Almost every single caution coming off of turn 2. As the trucks just do not appear to be very settled when you're coming off of 2. But all those trucks involved in that last incident will stay in the race. No contact by any of them, so we will be still under green. I'm sorry, still squared away. No trucks are exiting the race, is what I'm trying to say. We are struggling with our words coming into this race, apparently. All the leaders electing to stay out here. Seeing no sense in getting tires back on the machines. But interestingly enough, it would look like Bonser is in second. You got to wonder if that's what Adi wants to see here, knowing that, or if he's going to take the outside here possibly. Knowing that Potak is going to be in that third position, do you want Potak behind you, or do you want Potak in the other row behind you? We're going to find out in one lap here. But first, one last sponsor we got to thank here, and that is Butt Kicker. We'll be right back. Short break, and then we'll be back for the finish of this one here at Chicago.
A viewing experience so real. You're not only trackside, you're inside. Meet Butt Kicker, a simple wireless device that takes just seconds to install. Breakthrough technology that shakes your couch and rocks you without any additional volume. Experience the thrill of live racing at home. Go to shakemycouch.com right now to see a special offer for race fans. Don't just watch TV, feel it.
So we're back live. For those of you that don't know Butt Kicker, you kind of saw it right there. It adds an interesting element to your gaming. For sure, be sure to check it out a little bit more. It's definitely something that adds a different element, so to speak. They also have done sports viewing, 4D sports they call it. So, for example, if you're a big hockey fan and you want to feel the hits, Butt Kicker provides that for you. So pretty cool stuff they got going on there at Butt Kicker. So back to this one here at Chicagoland. Robbie Adi electing to take the outside. We talked about it just a second ago of whether you take the outside or the inside in this situation, knowing that Potak is a much faster car. Do you want him behind you? Do you want him inside of you or outside of you? Looks like Adi's going to pick the latter, and he's going to want the 47 of Carnes behind him instead of the 6 of Potak. We've seen Adi take the outside once tonight. This will be his second time electing the outside lane. Other than that, he's picked the inside and has looked very strong there tonight. So it's a question, how good of a restart can the 6 get? We've seen all of that. We've seen them battle, but don't count out these other drivers here. I know we're talking about Adi and Potak like it's a done deal, but Bonzer and Carnes, they've looked strong. We heard the 30 truck battling toward the front. That's Dominic Howe. And Derek Winter in that 9 has had quietly a very good day as well. Getting ready to go back green here. 5 to go as we hit the line. Adi's off. He's got the 47 on his bumper as they head down the front straightaway. Carnes just pushing Adi to the front. The 6 truck going to be hung out to dry on that high side. And it's a 3-car battle for the lead. And the 6 is not one of them. Carnes looking low on Adi off of 2. Not quite going to get there. Falls back in line. But the 6 truck looking very strong back there inside of the 81 of Bonzer. Potak battling back. Carnes on the bumper of Adi as they head back down the front straightaway. So here we go. All the games are going to be played here. Up towards the front of the pack, it's a 5-car breakaway. It's Adi, Carnes, Potak, Bonzer, and Howe all breaking away from the field, trying to make this one interesting. Howe looking inside of the 81 now. 81's in trouble falling back. Adi able to hang on to the lead here. Bonzer under attack from Howe. Howe's on the inside. Howe's going to make the pass here on the front straightaway. 30 truck of Dominic Howe holding on. 81 forced up the track. And the pass is complete right there, but the 81's going to battle back here. Back to the inside of Howe. A little bit of damage on that 30 machine. You got to wonder if that's affecting the arrow at all. And it could be. It's the 81 inside. Trying to hang on. We've seen these trucks get loose. You just got to let them run up to the wall, and we've seen that from these drivers here tonight. Back toward the front with 2 to go. Potak nowhere to go. Carnes keeping him back behind him. And Adi, smooth sailing so far. Potak tries to get around Carnes. Carnes blocks him down to the apron. Kills a little bit of speed. And the 6 truck's going to give him a bumper. Carnes is loose. Carnes is around. He takes out Bonzer as well. 2 top 5 trucks involved in this one. We saw the 14 right there. That's Fuge. Fuge also involved. And the 47 and 81, not happy. Both asking for the tow truck to take them back to pit road. And Potek is going to hold on to that second position. But you wonder, are Norse Force officials going to issue an EOL to him? That would be devastating for his race at this point. Let's take one more look at the caution here. Let's ride on board with 6 if we can get the production team to pull that on up here. Jake Potek inside of the 47, inside, and it looks like that might just be a racing incident. Potek on the inside, trying to battle Carnes. He wants to get to Adi. And unfortunately, contact occurs between the 47 and the 6 truck. One more look at it. Riding along with Skylar Carnes now, who is holding on to that second position. He's trying to block the 6 right there. And just contact between the two of them. Almost hangs onto it, but the 81 of Bonser gets into him. And we'll ride on board with Bonser here. Who's back battling right behind them. You see the battle up ahead. Both drivers getting run down in the apron. 47 and the 6. Might have been a little bit of net code there as well. Bonser tries to go low and can't quite sneak by. And that is a very unfortunate way to end his run here tonight as he goes straight back to the garage. And we head back live here. Catch you up on what's going on. We're going to have a green-white checkered finish. And it's sure to be a good one. But first, Skylar Carnes. Skylar, what's going on, buddy?
Not much. Not much.
All right, so let's hear it. What happened from your perspective on that one?
Well, what happened basically, I was following Audie, trying to keep up with him. Just following his draft. The 6 got on my inside. We came down. We were just hard racing, and next thing you know, all I hear is, he turned you, and boom, there I go. They say it's net code, but I don't feel like it was net code. It felt like, it was, I got turned, blatantly turned. But it's all good. It's 2 laps to go. It happens.
Yeah, it was hard to say from our end, but we definitely can't tell for sure. But it looked like you definitely had something for him. Were you protecting Adi at all, or were you just trying to race him hard?
I was trying to race the 6 hard, try to keep second, because I knew I didn't have anything for Audi at that point, because, Audi's he was flying around this track tonight, so is, the 6. If I held off the 6, then I definitely would have secured second for sure. But, yeah, we had a great restart with Audi, helped him out a little bit too when we were pushing him. So, I mean, that was just a great timing of a restart for us both. But I was just definitely trying to hold off the 6 for sure. There's nothing I could do for Audi.
Right, and you guys did have a fantastic restart right there. Anything else you want to say before we watch this attempt at a green-white checkered?
I'd like to thank, John Syntech for spotting for me throughout the race. Definitely want to thank, everybody who's watching at home, my buddies from work who's watching at home, and definitely thank you for putting on the stream and everything. Can't wait to race with you tomorrow night.
Yeah, absolutely. Who's your pick to win this one?
It's going to be a tough one. I think it's going to be, a battle, drag race to the line. I definitely think it's going to be, I'm going to predict probably about a 0.007 finish between Audi and Kotak.
All right, well, if you're right, you're a legend.
Well, thank you for everything, and let's go watch this down. Let's watch this drag race, man.
All right, let's do it. That was Skylar Carnes in the 47. You saw him involved in the wreck with the 6. And let's get this one underway. 3 to go. It's going to be a green-white checkered for all the marbles here tonight. The 12 and the 6. Games on the restart. 12 is off. Adi's off. But Potek has a pretty good restart. Not getting too far away from the 12, who dives it all the way to the inside, heading into 1. It's a battle between the 12 and the 6 with Derek Winter back there in the 9. The Pennzoil truck, you see him also giving battle. But Potek right in the bumper of the 12. Heading down the back straightaway, all the way in the apron. Potek's going to jump up and dive back to the inside. It's an outside-inside move. Gets into the corner of Adi. Adi's loose. Gets into the 9. Adi's going to be turned around. The 6 not going to be able to hang on either. And it is a massive shakeup at the front of the pack. Your green-white checkered finish is going to be under caution. And what a sequence right there. We're going to get another look at it. We saw Jake Potek do the inside-outside move on Adi. Just got into him right there. Adi can't quite hang on the 9. Tries to make it around the outside. The 6 hangs onto it. Looks like he might get a third-place finish. I think we have one more green-white checkered. I believe I am mistaken. We have 2 attempts at a green-white checkered. I apologize. So we're going to have one more shot at it. You saw what happened here. The 6 aggressively racing the 43 of Adi. Adi gets turned around. And unfortunately, that was probably going to end his night. You see him back there in 14th now. Rolling slowly along the back straightaway. Gotta imagine not too happy about that one. So rough night for Robbie Adi in the 12. He's going to bring it to a stop and send that truck back to the garage for his team to fix on up. And we're going to have one more shot at a green-white checkered here. So we had a natural kind of green-white checkered. Then we had our first Norse Force overtime, and now we're into our second attempt at Norse Force overtime. This is the final attempt at Norse Force overtime. If we get a caution before the white flag, that flag ends it. Any flag after the white flag also ends the race. So a lot of things to consider here that are all in play. We see the 6 of Potek on the outside. Dominic Howe, we mentioned earlier, a long time ago when we interviewed Andrew Santo. He told us that Dominic Howe in the 30 was going to be the truck to beat. And right now he's looking like a very smart man. So we're going to see how this one plays out for you here tonight. Thank you for joining us, and I am so ecstatic that we're able to provide one exciting finish here tonight. Lights still on the pace car. And it is going to be a wild one. Top 5 all shaking on up. Dominic Howe is going to be in the lead. Right behind him is Joshua Stiles in that 19, but on his outside, that very fast number 6 car of Jake Potek. And then Derek Winter and Lucas Cram back behind him. And John Robert Masterson, we saw him be able to provide as well. So, a lot of racing going on. Someone I'd like to mention here, Tyler Davis in the 45 machine. We saw him involved in an incident earlier. He's kept it on the track, and he's battled his way all the way up to 7th, still on the lead lap. Another noteworthy racer, the 77 machine you're looking at right now of Mark Stryker. He's just kind of kept it clean. He's raced a consistent race all night. He's gotten kind of touched a couple times, but never involved in a wreck to the point of having to bring it back down pit road for an extended period of time. And that's the name of the game, keeping it clean and being there at the end. So he's going to have a shot at picking up a couple more positions, getting a good top 10 finish here tonight. We have 13 drivers on the lead lap here. Robbie Oddie has parked it. He is currently sitting in 14th. And we are getting ready to go back green. The 6th truck of Potak been involved in 2 of the last couple cautions. Both have been questionable. We couldn't really tell if it was netcode, if it was just aggressive racing. And Skylar Carnes alluded to it. He thought that he was dumped. We'll see. So here we go. One more shot for all the marbles. The Chicagoland 120 has turned into the Chicagoland 135 at this point-ish. And we're going to see how these cars can do battle. Dominic Howe leading us to the line. One more shot. Next flag ends the race. 30 truck off with an early start. Green flag is out. Derek Winter pushed all the way up to the outside. And it's a 2-car length gap on the 6 truck of Jake Potak. A lot of racing going on back behind him. But the 30 of Dominic Howe with 2 to go. Going to lead Potak to the back straightaway. Howe's really got a hold on here. Potak's going to get a run. You know it's coming. Joshua Stiles trying to stay in the draft of the 6 machine. But Dominic Howe still able to hold him off. Still about 2 car lengths back to Potak. Coming to the white flag here. It's in the air. Dominic Howe hits the start-finish line. Next flag will end the race. Howe into 1. Still holding that gap on Potak. Not sure if Potak's going to have enough for him. Heading down the back straightaway now. Still about a 2-3 car length gap. Getting a push from Joshua Stiles. Joshua Stiles diving to the inside now. Stiles inside of Potak right there. So Howe looks in his mirror, sees 2 trucks side by side, and he is going to win the race at Chicagoland, the Chicagoland 120. The second green-white checkered is beneficial to him, and he is able to hold off the speedy Jake Potak and win this one going away here tonight. What a race and what a finish. Dominic Howe able to hang on here tonight. Let's take one more look as we go back to the restart that made this all happen. You see him get on the gas early. The 9 truck spins the tires and has to go to the outside. And this was it. This was your move of the race right here. Dominic Howe pulling away with an early restart. Gets out right as that green flag drops. And it is just too much for Jake Potak to catch up on. We're going to send it to commercial break, and we'll be back with our leader here in a moment.
Okay, we're going to keep this quick.
Because at Blaze Pizza,
artisanal quality at crazy fast speed is what we're all about.
Fresh dough made from scratch daily.
Walk the line and choose any toppings you'd like.
It's all one price.
Then it's just 180 seconds in our blazing hot oven
For fast bar perfection.
That's Blaze Pizza. Sound good?
Then come check us out and build your own pizza at Blaze Pizza.
Blaze Pizza, a wonderful sponsor of this league. And we're going to bring Robbie Oddie into the booth. Hey there, Robbie. You got a copy? You got us? Oh, I think we might have lost him.
Yeah, sorry about that.
There we go. All righty. All right, Robbie, talk to us about what happened there at the end.
You know, I knew he was going to make a move into turn 3. Just didn't think it was going to be a move like that. I blocked it. Yeah, I might have come down, but there's no way. It was a dumb move. Because even if I would have given him the lane, which I never would have, he would have never made it off the corner. Like, he wouldn't have had a run off. So, I don't know. He was burning up his tires all day. trying to run me down, and it's just like I don't know. I think he's a bit too aggressive. If we would have got a long run, I think I could have walked the field very easily. Not really happy with him. Like it just that's why at the beginning of the race, like me, Lucas, a couple other guys in here, like we're not gonna like go door to door on lap 3. I no matter what position, and that guy's riding my door all the way around the track, not letting me by. Like I'm faster, dude. It's lap 3 till a long race. Let me go. And if he's not gonna learn it the easy way, then I guess we're gonna have to learn it the hard way because I'm just not gonna deal with it. So it's unfortunate. Definitely a dominant car. Haven't even had any practice. So yeah, just very upset with how I got raced.
Yeah, absolutely. And we don't blame you at all. Talk to us about that restart, though, where Skylar Carnes got in your bumper and just pushed you all the way to the front there. It looked like you were going to be able to win going away at that point.
Yeah. I hopped down Tyler's voice chat, told his crew chief, I'm going to count him down. He counted down, timed it perfect, We were going to finish 1-2 until Jake wrecked him, too. So, it's just unfortunate. Skylar had a great finish. I had a great finish coming to us. I think pretty clear that I was the dominant car. Skylar getting better and better. I guess Jake couldn't. I guess his feelings got hurt because he was running third.
Yeah, absolutely. But anyone you want to thank here tonight before we get on out of here?
Yeah, just gotta thank Mark Love for racing me clean. Good teammate. Doesn't wreck me at the end of these things like other people do. Gotta thank Skylar. Worked with him at the end of the race. Got wrecked by a guy. Can't do anything about that. And, just got to thank all those guys out there. Race me clean.
Absolutely. Well, we'll see you again toward the front next week, I'm sure, as we head to Daytona, I believe. So that was Robbie Adi. Definitely upset with getting raced by Jake Potak the way he was. Understandable. But we're going to talk to Jake here shortly. But first, let's get Joshua Stiles in here. Josh, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, let's talk to us. What's going on in your head right now?
I am ecstatic. Let me tell you, I am absolutely ecstatic. If you would have told me earlier today, hey, you're going to finish P3 in your league race tonight, I would have been like, are you serious? That's not going to happen. Because up until today, I haven't even finished the race. Jared, I haven't even finished the race.
Well, not only did you finish, you got a top 3 here tonight.
Oh my God, I'm like, this feels like a win to me. Like, I feel like I won the race. I told my teammate Alex, like he and I, we were talking throughout the entire race, trying to come up with any kind of strategy to get us to the end. He came up with some damage earlier, but he was just feeding me information about what was happening in the back. And man, this was a team effort just to get me up to this spot, and I'm so happy about how we finished. Like, even he with damage, he finished what, 7th? Yeah, he finished 7th. And that's all I could say. This was a team effort, and fighting with the number 6 at the end was probably the highlight of the year so far for me. Like, drag race to the finish line for 2nd place.
3/100ths of a second split you two.
Oh my God. I could have got him too, but I didn't want to race him bad. So, but all in all, I'm so happy about the finish tonight. Can't thank the guys for putting on this league, and my teammate. Like, this is everything I wanted out of this so far. Now we got to try to go get a win next week at Daytona. That's easier said than done.
Yeah, that's anyone's race, and like you saw tonight, I mean, crazy shit can happen.
Yeah.
But talk to us about how the truck was driving, because we saw a couple guys really struggle with it getting loose. What was it like for you?
So, in practice, it was a lot of loose. So most of the time, the way I counteracted that was I ran the middle, or at least bottom line to middle line. Like, I was usually about a half a lane up. That was between 2 seams, and it wasn't nearly as bad. But then if I needed momentum to try to get off the corner faster than somebody else, I'd run the mid to high and just try to run 3/4 throttle throughout the corner. That way you're not going to spin yourself out. Just try to keep your wheels steady. Don't angle it too much. And that was basically it. That's how I stayed alive, and I thought I was going to bin it like 5 times, and I'm surprised I didn't. So, and to see the amount of people who actually did, like people who are far more skilled than me who had that problem, like I guess that's kind of telling you that I was a little too easy on the throttle, but I don't care.
Well, easy on the throttle got you a 3rd place finish here, so. Well, hey, man, congrats again, and I hope we see you back toward the front, because I want to hear some more interviews from you, man.
All right, man. I appreciate it, and I hope you see me up at the front. Me or my teammate, the 21 of Alex Vasilio. We want to be up here doing these interviews every week. I'll tell you that, Jared. We want to do this every week. But, we'll talk to you hopefully next week.
Well, we'll count on it. So thanks again, and congrats on that 3rd place, buddy.
All right, thanks, man. Have a great night.
You too. That was the number 19 of Joshua Stiles. As you can imagine, super excited about that 3rd place finish. His first finish of the league comes this week, and it is a 3rd place, and it is a fantastic finish for him. So now we're going to talk to our 2nd place, Jake Potak. Hey, Jake, you got me? Alrighty, so take us through the finish there. What was going on?
A lot of crazy stuff. Don't really know how to put it in the words, but happy with 2nd place. Had a great side-by-side finish for 2nd. Good clean race in there.
Yeah, absolutely. You looked really strong today. Was there something that you were focusing on that you thought were you quicker off the corner? Were you quicker on throttle? Kind of talk us through that.
See, most of it, these quick green flag runs, it's just flat out. So it's not really that. Would have liked to see a long run. What would have happened when the tires went away, though?
Yeah, for sure. How much did tires play a factor? We talked to a couple of guys during the race, and they said that the tires would make it loose as the run started, but then they kind of wear in, so to speak.
Yeah, in practice, I did a full fuel run, and it just is a completely different thing to drive than on fresh tires. But we never got to that point, so it doesn't really.
Yep, absolutely. But 2nd place finish. Thought you were gonna have something for Adi there at the end. What were you thinking when he picked the outside line when you're sitting in 3rd?
I knew he was trying to put me back to 4th, so dealt with that. And God, lucky we had a green-white checker there, and then it all just went.
Absolutely. Well, congrats on the 2nd place finish, and I'm sure we're going to see you back toward the front again. I mean, 1st place last week, 2nd place this week. What's next, right?
Yeah, we'll be out of town next weekend, but 2 Mondays from now, we're going to try and have another good race. Thanks for the broadcast.
All right, not a problem, and congrats on that 2nd place.
Thanks.
That was Jake Potak, your 2nd place finisher. And now let's turn to Dominic Howe. Dominic, JD, congrats on the win, sir.
Thank you.
So talk us through that green-white checkered. How sweaty were your hands going into that restart?
Yeah, I was told that Jake had some damage, so I knew as long as I could pull him by at least a couple tenths, I'd be okay. And I caught him sleeping on that start a little bit, and I was just able to pull right off. And then once I saw he was 3 tenths back, I know I'd be fine. He couldn't catch me, but those pace laps were just crazy.
Yeah, I bet. Did you have any kind of strategy, or was it just kind of drive the truck and run your line?
I was planning on just staying in the back till I could, and then with like 15 to go, I spun out, and with 11 laps to go, I was 11th. So I just planned to do whatever I could to get up there, and somehow it worked out.
Absolutely. How was the truck for you? We talked to a couple of the other guys, and they said it was pretty loose throughout on those new tires. Did you experience similar? How'd you kind of navigate those waters?
Oh, if anything, for this race, I was just tight, as I'd throw it in super hard, and then it wouldn't always stick, but when it did stick, I'd gain a whole lot of ground. But it was pretty balanced for in the long run.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming into that last green-white checkered where you were sitting in, I believe it was 4th. When the wreck happens up ahead, what goes through your mind in that situation?
Yeah, I don't. I was just tried going where people weren't, and somehow I got through. It was It was just crazy because everybody around me got taken out, and then at the end of it, I was in front, and then the caution came out, and I was like, oh, I can win this.
And win it you did, so congratulations, man. 7 laps led. You picked the right ones to lead, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But started 9th, finished first, so congrats on the win. That is your first of this year, I believe.
Yep, and hopefully many more to come.
So, yeah, can't wait to look forward to seeing you back in victory lane. Hopefully sooner rather than later.
Yep.
But congrats again on the win, and we will talk to you again soon.
All right, thank you.
All right, take it easy. That was your race winner, Dominic Howe in the number 30. He was able to hold off Jake Potek in the 6. And the 19, who looked like he was charging there at the end, that was Joshua Stiles. A fantastic run by them. So for all of us here at Norse Force Racing, myself included, the admin himself, Matt Fortin, we'd like to thank you for tuning into this broadcast of the Norse Force Invader series, brought to you by Blaze Pizza, Butt Kicker, Next Level Racing, and Crockett Creek Beef Jerky, who all make this league possible. As we take a look once more at our leaders, Dominic Howe got mentioned earlier. Andrew Santo was in the chat mentioning that, we interviewed him, and he said that he'd be the car to beat. And at that point, we thought it would be Adi and Potek. Potek ends up with a second place finish. Adi getting spun late, ends up down the list in 14th. So an unfortunate result for him. But really a great race by a lot of these drivers. Closing thoughts here as we kind of wrap this one up here. The trucks looked pretty tough to drive, so that is really a testament to these drivers' skill level and ability. Able to keep the trucks straight and on rails. We talked to Dominic Howe, your race winner. He said it was tight, but we saw almost every single caution was a truck getting loose off of turn 2, which was dubbed Calamity Corner by the chat at one point in that race. And I couldn't agree more. We ended up having 7 or 8 cautions, and a lot of them coming there at the end of the 60 laps. And it's definitely going to be a bit of a shakeup for your points. We mentioned that Chase Bonser lost the lead, and then he was looking to gain it back. He ends up there in 19th with a guy in front of him. The 2 truck of Aaron Mulroney Jr. is also back there. So it's going to be interesting to see how points shake out and see where things go. So that is going to do it from us here tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was certainly a dream to call that race. 2 green-white checkered finishes to wrap this one up. And boy, was it a good one. As who would have predicted this one? Dominic Howe coming away with the victory at Chicagoland for the Chicagoland 120, presented by Norse Force Racing. Thank you to everyone in the chat that tuned in. I appreciate you guys. Bear Palm and Ty Davis. Ty Davis, thank you for the follow. And Bottom Gaming, thank you for the follow as well. You guys are awesome. Much appreciated, you guys. Other than that, if you are watching this back later, thank you very much. If you watched this live, also thank you very much. You guys definitely make this a dream to do, and I hope you guys enjoy. But that is going to do it from us here in Joliet, Illinois, USA. It's been a good one, and until next time, take it easy, everybody.